Hello, I'm Derek Monroe. Come along with me as I interview some of the industry's top beauty insiders, along with a few celebs, on this episode of Behind the Scenes Beauty. All right, so to talk fashion for 2021, I have a great friend of mine. His name is Jason Bolin. A lot of you all know him. He styles such celebrities as Tyra Banks, Morris Chestnut, Michelle Williams, and even Sarah Jakes Roberts. And he's even worked with brands from Nike to Target to even Nine West. He now has entered the e-commerce site with his own shop, Meetjbolin.com. I have with me today, Jason Bolin.
What's up, man?
What's up, Jay? I am so sad that we're having to do this via StreamYard, but I am very happy that we are still able to do it. How have you been?
I've been doing well, man. I'm actually a little bit I'm jealous too, because all the other interviews that I've seen you do, the ambiance has been so good and everything, but this is going to be a good connection. I'm just glad that we're able to connect.
Yes.
So I'm doing well, man. I'm here in Dallas, Texas, and I'm excited. It's a great morning.
Yeah, so I want all the viewers to know that we are going to bring you on the show when things open up. We're going to do a sit down because Jay has an amazing story. I'm very fond of Jay because me and Jay, I feel like we were like babies in this joint together.
Yeah,
we met over MySpace and just networking. We worked with a similar photographer. So it sort of brought us together, and we've just been watching each other grow ever since. And to see his career expand from the gospel arena over into Hollywood, and now he's even got his own shopping e-commerce site. It's huge, and he puts together beautiful visuals. I can't say enough about Jay. He's very inspiring. He makes you feel like you're not doing enough. Step it up. So I'm very excited about it. So Jay, what has the industry and market been for you right now? You're not able to sort of style your clients for events like as usual, or are you?
You know what? It's definitely not been normal at all. Ever since COVID hit, it's been a complete separation. So normally I'm able to be there. I'm able to zip up. I'm able to hold the client's hand. You know what I mean? Talk to them face to face and talk them off the ledge if something makes them afraid of wearing. They don't think they can do it on their own. So it's been extremely difficult, in doing it. But we're finding ways to get past that. Now, the only little bit of advantage that I have had is that in the past, I'm from Mississippi originally. And so when I have clients that are in LA or clients that are across the world, I've been able to style them via FaceTime, just on my cell phone, or doing it as virtually, whatever way, Skype, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's been a little bit of an advantage. So as soon as this kind of happened, obviously it kind of was a punch in the stomach to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of hopped in the game with the clients, and I'm figuring out now, like, how do we pre-record your closet? I need you to go through your closet. Let's take an hour. I need you to go through and go slowly with your phone. Let me see every shoe. Let me see all the garments that are hanging in the closet. And then also, what it really made me do, it really made me realize that I should have a catalog of every single client's closet in my phone, so that when moments like this happen, I can just literally go through my phone and say, you know what, get that green blouse, those brown leather pants, and those shoes right there, and put that together. This is what I want you to look like today.
Oh, wow. That's very interesting. I never even would have thought about that. But it's funny how it is bringing out the creative side out of all of us, For us hairstylists, it's that new thing of making sure you do stuff that lasts, because a lot of times you cannot go on sets for touch-ups anymore. They try to minimize the movement as much as possible. The good thing about the view, I go to the clients' homes, so I'm there. I can do that at their homes. We're masked up and on a weekly basis, but it's different in other formats. So Jay, tell us, where do you see fashion going? Like, the fashion arena really was disrupted. I mean, fashion shows are not the same, and even where people are spending their money. As you know, people have gotten very comfortable with wearing sweats on the bottom and maybe a decent shirt on top. So people aren't really feeling that need to really dress up as much and really not knowing. Do do you think people are still even buying clothes right now? Like for me personally, this year has been all about the hoodie and a warm hoodie that I know that I'm gonna get right in the car to go to Whoopi or Sunny's house. So what are people buying right now, if anything? Are people buying?
Well, let's just be real. A lot of us that are in the market and a lot of people that are in the servant world of what we do, we never were big shoppers anyway. So we've always kind of done what worked. What can I go to work in? What can I feel comfortable in? How can I service this person? How do I not show up as over glamorous as, the clients?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that everyone else in the world, initially, when things started to shut down, man, I didn't know. I was like, are people gonna buy? I have a lot of clothes to get rid of. So are people gonna buy these clothes? I have things with puffy shoulders and sequin and all this stuff. So I'm like, yo, are people gonna buy this? And then I felt guilty, for even selling clothes or selling clothes that look like that when, you have people across the world that are in need, people that are losing their jobs, and then you have people that are passing away, unfortunately, so it's kind of like, do I do this? And this gentleman came up to me one day and was like, man, listen, don't you ever stop letting your light and your gift shine. This is what you're called to do. So, fashion is a way that brings people to life and makes people happy. And you have that gift of doing that. So don't stop it. And I was like, well, do I just get people jogging suits? You know what I mean? Like, do I go to the basics? Because the basics seems like the thing that you want to run to, in the world. And so we've kind of mastered, and we're still kind of merging the two together, but we're like doing the whole glam casual thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, how do we show a piece of glam and bring some casualty to it as well, so that when a lady gets in it, she still feels great, because you still have to show up. People still have to work. People still have to Zoom, and it's something about wardrobe that brought you to life, regardless of what you were doing. So if you dress up, you feel good. You're able to show up. And so if you have on a pair of joggers and sweats, you're feeling extremely comfortable.
Right.
It makes you procrastinate. It makes you not want to get up and thrive throughout the day. And so I think that merging the two, and I've had women that just continue to buy. Like we're pushing out on our e-commerce that you talked about earlier. I mean, we've been pushing out at least 30 to 40 new looks a week, and we may offer 3 or 4 out of those 30 to 40 looks. Maybe 3 or 4 of those are casual pieces.
That was what I was going to ask you, because when did you launch Shop J Bolin?
I launched Shop J Bolin maybe 4.5, 5 years ago when I first moved to Dallas. So I kind of been kind of dip-dabbing in it a little bit when I was in Mississippi. But when I moved to Dallas, I was like, listen, sorry, you got to survive. So this is what you got to make sure that the clothes are what people want to see. And so I start off with 1 pack of clothing, like one pack of 6, and I've kind of taken it from there.
And so you just launched the men's line.
Yeah, man.
Category, should I say.
Yeah.
And did you do that in the midst of this whole COVID pandemic, or you sort of had that already?
Well, so true story. I tried it last year. So it's all about timing too. Mm-hmm. And I have an ongoing joke with my team. And I was like, maybe the model was not that good, because I was the model for it initially. And so I put the clothes on and things would not move. Like they were moving so slow. I was like, I'm not selling men's clothes. This is not what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not gonna just hold on to clothes. I'm not a fashion museum. I want clothes out the door.
Yeah.
So something in me just kept saying, just give it another try, man. Just give it another try and do it a completely different way. And so this time, I said I want to find a male model that could rock these clothes and that men could relate to, and that women would fall in love with, or could imagine their husbands, or imagine their boyfriends, or whoever, in these pieces. And so this time we did it. I found a great model.
Clearly it's working, because when I went on the site, everything was sold out. Everything that I liked was gone. So I'm huge, and especially in this time, I'm very intentional in trying to support Black businesses. So once I saw it, I was like, okay, let me go buy something from Jay. I know him, I love him, I want to support him. Let me go. I was like, sold out. I'm going too. I was, and then did I not? I sent you a text message, and I said, I need you to give me a heads up of when you're releasing stuff, because stuff that I love leaves before I get there. So I bought a harness. Like I've always loved when guys wear a nice white button up or button up with the harness. I feel like it always gives it this very strong masculine look. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy that harness. So I did, and I got it, and I love it. I was gonna wear it in this episode with the other people on set. I had it on. And what happened was everybody had on black. So one of the guys, my assistant producer, Spry, he was there, and he was like, well, you sort of probably need to go with the way the show is. Yeah, so I kept it consistent, and I put on black, but I do have it.
Good, man. I'm happy that you liked anything, and that's really the goal. Is, I cringe every week. I feel like I'm dropping an album every week. Like you just never know if people are gonna like it. It's different men across the world, just different women across the world. Everyone has different tastes, different taste buds, and so I'm excited about anything selling out completely. So thanks for supporting, man.
No problem. So do you see us? Do you have people, and when you're having conversations, do you have people telling you they're excited about getting dressed up come 2021 when the vaccine and everything?
I think the world is going to be a huge fashion show. Like, I think it's going to be the biggest fashion show that you've ever seen in your life. Like, because people are still shopping. Yeah. So their closets are being maximized right now. People are maximizing their wardrobe daily right now. So packages are coming to men and women's homes, and they're building up. And so I think that if they haven't TikToked their life away, or ground their life away on with the wardrobe, which is what a lot of people are doing as well. People have started to become fashion influencers just from home. The time
to be able to buy it with all that money from them susus. I don't know. Did you in Texas, was everybody doing a susu? Like here in New York, everybody was trying to get. 2020 was the year of the susu. So everybody was trying to get me to be in one, and I was like, you ain't getting my money.
And everything is like on a whole trending market now. So whatever one person is doing, the next person hops on. People are just trying to really find out. Everyone wants to know what's working, what works. So if you see the world, and if you see ladies that are influencers in a lot of sweats, you're going to see a lot of women that want to try sweats on. But the influencers haven't given in yet. They're giving you, extra couture at home in their living rooms. Again, it's bringing life and still it's giving people an outlet so that people don't have to deal with the reality of what's really happening in the world. It gives that fashion fun of fantasy outside of home.
Okay, so speaking of trending, Jay, I will point out that you are very much so a trendsetter. You have made women of all sizes. That's been the beauty of your aesthetic, is that you, no matter what size, you have made every woman feel as though they're just as glamorous as that size 0 girl or that size 2 girl. Everybody has a flair to their fashion, and I think that's one of your amazing attributes. But trending, and let's not forget, you work very well with men as well. I don't want to keep making it seem like you work across the board. But going forward, what are three things for 2021 that everyone should be purchasing?
Nice. I always think a great blazer. I think a blazer works for men and for women. Something that has great structure. There are blazers out there that if your shoulders aren't as like broad, you know what I mean? Like sometimes like your shoulders are like they lean in like this, and then some people still like this. So you want to make sure that you get a blazer that has great structure to it. That's a great quality. don't get just any kind of blazer that you see. Even and if you're like, Jay, I'm on a budget, I can't be finding those structured blazers out here and spend all my money on it. Then go to an amazing thrift store. They have suits that are from back in the day that are made extremely well. If you notice, like vintage pieces are made on a whole other level.
Yeah.
With the craftsmanship. So I always say get a great blazer. Make sure that you either have, I would say mix the two. So now I'm going to say we normally would say like a great pair of denim jeans or some sort of like boyfriend jean or some sort of distressed denim. But now I'm going to say mix it up a little bit. So that glam casual that we were talking about, I think that if you put like a jogger pant or like some sort of sweat pant, and you put that structured blazer on, then you have kind of set a foundation of a little bit of both. And so if you come in, you're doing a Zoom call, all they see is your structured blazer. You get up and you have your blazer on with your sweats, and then if you're a gentleman, then you put on a really cool pair of shoes or boots to go with it to kind of give it that edge. Mm-hmm. And then if you're a lady, then you can honestly put on a pair of heels or a cute pair of white sneakers with it, and just kind of those are some essentials. So I definitely think that white sneaker will be my next thing. That white sneaker will be the next essential. We don't know what we'll have to do in the world. We don't know where the world is. We're all in our heads like, my God, is a dinosaur going to come from behind a building now? Like, we don't know.
Right.
What the thing is. So I think having that white tennis shoe is good for being in the streets, shopping, comfort, functionality. When you're at home, when you're picking up kids from school, when you're grocery shopping. There are so many ways to dress that up as well. So if you have that little white sneaker, ladies, put that on with a cute little A-line skirt and a cute little bomber jacket or something, and then it's a whole look as well. So all those pieces are so transitional, they're so functional, and these are just great key pieces to have in the moment of the unknown.
So that's the blazer, the white sneaker, and
a great jogger.
And a great jogger.
A great jogger, yeah. And I think that the neutral colors in a jogger, like I wouldn't go for a hot pink or, you know what I mean, or like a really bold color. I would get neutrals. I would get something like in your gray family, something that's in your cream or your tan family, something that can be transitional that goes with a lot of different color palettes. So if you put on a leather jacket with those pants, with those sweats, then it kind of goes with any of those colors. Or like an olive, like this jacket. Any kind of neutral tone is always going to win.
Gotcha.
Even with the blazer can be black or any kind of neutral color. You can get a black one and a white one and a tan or nude or gray, and you're good. Your wardrobe is completely covered.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Jay. Again, I'm so happy that you were able to do this, and thank you for coming on and we making it happen. People didn't see it. Probably took us 30 minutes to finally get it right, but that's Jay, as soon as we can sit down and do an in-person, I promise you, we have to sit down and tell your story. I think people learn so much from other people's journeys, and so I love sharing people's journeys, and you're such a blessed person and you don't mind sharing, and I love that about you, and I'm grateful to have you. Anything you want to tell us you got coming up or anything you want to promote, just let us know.
I mean, every Sunday, every Saturday night, I always release a collection, that 30 to 40 looks I was talking about earlier, and that's on shopjbolin.com. So I work my butt off every week, with fashion campaigns and marketing campaigns and just bringing a new fun light to affordable fashion for the everyday people. So every Saturday night, 8 p.m., check it out.
All right.
Something fresh there. And thank you for having me. I think you're doing an incredible job at just opening up the light to people across the world so that people can know how things work, what they should have, and just the essentials of life. So thank you for that, man.
All right. So today I decided that I would start to use my resources and get with some of my good friends. Today I have with me Frank Guyton. He's a celebrity makeup artist. And today we're going to talk about skincare. We're going to talk about what we should be using on our face and what are the 3 tips we need to be working on. So thank you, Frank. How are you?
Good, Derek. Thank you for having me and going over this. I think it's so important for, especially us being men.
Exactly. That's what we definitely want to hit on, is the fact that men sometimes don't really take the time to take care of their skin. So we do have something for the ladies later in the show. You're going to give us a quick eye makeup tutorial. But for right now, we're going to talk about the men and the skin. So let's get to it.
And I think you couldn't have said it better about men not taking care of their skin or not being so proactive about taking care of their skin. And in this day and age, between the masks that we're wearing all the time and just the climate changing, it's really important to brighten up our skin, our texture of our skin, and also working from the inside out on our skin, which means drinking a lot of water, which will help. But you know, we're all going through this crazy time, right? It's like, you know, it's like people are staying inside, you know, they're not feeling like themselves anymore. So
people are encountering maskne, which people are talking about.
And so what we need to do is we need to get people back to themselves again, about self-care, because this is what's really important. And this product, I've kept it very easy. And another thing that we need to do about, especially for men, we need to keep it simple.
Gotcha.
And you need to clean, you need to moisturize, and then that's it. Like, and use SPF. Okay. So with L'Oreal, what this particular line, Revital Lift, is a brightening reveal. Now this stuff to me is the holy grail. I got turned on to this about 3 months ago, Derek, and when I'm telling you, when it says brighten, it brightens up your skin. There are micro pearls inside. Get involved. There are micro pearls inside which are exfoliating dull skin. So what we want to do is we want to wet our face first. Yes, get your face wet first.
Now, we was doing some stuff earlier, so some makeup may come off.
Yes, you know, we work in television, so we're always putting on
foundation. Don't y'all judge me when my water turned brown.
But here's the thing. I'm gonna turn brown right with you,
right,
brother.
okay, there we go.
We're gonna be some muddy water over here.
Okay, come on.
But here's the thing. There's micro beads inside, and what they're gonna do is they're gonna exfoliate the skin, and it's gonna take dull texture and brighten it up. So what you want to do there, in circular motions. Now here's the thing, because there's beads inside, they're micro beads, they're very small, you feel them moving around, and where you want to go in circular motions. And you really want to get in the center of the face where the pores are, right?
I got a lot of pores.
Yeah, we want to really clean those. You want to get that forehead, really get in there and lather it up. And what's really good is you can work this in for a while. You don't have to just put it on and rinse it off really quick. As we're doing, you see that circular motions really get in there. You want to this is all getting that skin, dead skin off. It's gonna work all the blood around, get that blood flowing. And it's polishing the skin. That's what you want to think. So the more you wax on and wax off. Remember Mr. Miyagi?
Yes, come on, Karate Kid.
Wax on, wax off. That's the kind of motion that you want to take. All right? So once we get in there, and even if you have beards like we do, you want to get in that beard too. You know, you want to clean that beard, get in that skin, because it's a lot of the time with guys with beards, like we forget that we have skin under there and we don't address it. So you got to clean that. You talk
about the skin. Let me give a tip, as a pro tip. One thing is we need to also make sure when you're coloring your beards that you condition. It is hair, so you should give your beard a moisturizing conditioner. What I am really hating right now is seeing men walk around with scraggly beards because they're breaking off.
And dull. They look dull.
And they're dull because they're not conditioning. So just as well, if you put your facial mask on, I suggest putting a nice conditioner, moisturizing
Does it matter?
conditioner.
Does it matter what
Just
kind of conditioner?
as long as it says moisturizing and penetrating, something that penetrates. You don't want something that just coats. You want it to make sure that it penetrates the hair shaft.
And there's nothing to be concerned about with like the conditioner on top of the skin?
No, you just want to put it on the hair and then...
Do you rinse it?
Yeah, you definitely rinse it.
Okay, that way you don't have any buildup on the skin.
Exactly.
Okay, so we want to, as neatly as we can, rinse this off, right? We want to get everything off. And I'm telling you, when we look up in this camera, they're gonna be like,
come on, Bose.
What did they just do? Is there a new face in that?
Right. Listen, remind me the next time I buy bowls, did I get bigger bowls?
Well, I'm not gonna say anything. I saw them and I was just like,
listen,
what 3-year-old is this bowl for?
Listen, I'm the prop stylist and the
you're a one-man show, and you're doing it good, brother.
Thank you, friend.
You are doing it real good.
Thank you, friend.
I'm proud of you.
Okay, so.
And I'm proud of the skin that we're creating, too.
Thank you.
Make sure we get all of it off. So take that rag and just Get off any excess, get in that hairline,
Yes.
get in that brow.
Now you don't want to get too deep in my hairline, it might wipe off. But praise the Lord.
That's okay, we can put it back in there.
Okay,
You know,
thank you,
that's what industry we work in.
That's what we
But
do.
listen, as you guys can see, it literally took 1 minute to do that. And just really in circular motions, we're taking those micro pearls beads and we're just rubbing them on the face to kind of get rid of the dead skin and to recirculate. Look at your skin, it's looking really good already.
It's amazing.
It is.
So what is our next step? Because we have to move a little further. What's our next step?
So the next step is a moisturizer.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing about moisturizer. Listen, as long as it's got an SPF in it, this one doesn't, but
What level SPF should we be
At
getting?
least you want 15, SPF 15 on the face.
Okay.
And usually nowadays all moisturizers come with it. But this is the Revital Lift brightening moisturizer. So I'm gonna allow you to take your clean finger and dip it in there. But be generous. Get back at our faces we have big faces. So
Speak for yourself.
I'm
just playing.
I got a big face too. Look at his forehead.
I got a big face.
But listen, your moisturizer, you want to put it everywhere. And guys with your beards, like Derek was saying earlier, you want to moisturize that beard. So after you shampoo or moisturize it with conditioner, you want to take your moisturizer and kind of rub it into your beard and get that skin underneath, and it gets a little nice shine to the beard. Listen, and also those brows, guys, listen, everything, just push your brows up, push it up.
I didn't even think about why
Yeah.
You neglecting my
listen,
brows.
it's hair, right?
You're
So
right.
we gotta moisturize that hair too.
Well, I do shape them, but I didn't think about rubbing the moisturizer.
Well, listen, if you just take your hands and you just move them up like this, Derek, look, it just gives a big lift to the face. And it just opens up, it makes you feel good. It opens
Come
up.
on, big lift.
Everything.
Ooh.
And there you go. You got that rubbed in, right?
Okay.
All right, so listen, last step. So all we did was wash, exfoliate, all in one. Wash, exfoliate in one, moisturize, and now let's take a little bit, some eye cream. Okay. Because listen, we gotta take care of those eyes.
And with our ring finger, because
it's the lightest touch of all the fingers, the pressure. You only need to put a little bit. So here's the thing. You want to get right on that bone, look, because that's where the point of light is. So get on that bone, get underneath that eye, and also put some in your brow.
Oh, some of that in my brow too?
Yeah, because you want to moisturize the whole eye.
Come on, moisturize the whole eye.
The whole eye. Okay, and here's the thing, it actually grooms the brow too, and it puts it in place, because sometimes, you know, us as guys, we have scraggly brows. Listen, no one wants to see your skin looking dull, dry, and you need to keep it moisturized and clean and healthy because you want to put your best face forward. I need to get my other eye.
Get
you get both of them? You want to put your best face forward.
Friend, I got both
so
of them.
no matter what where you are on the spectrum of, you know, self-care, if you're, you know, this is always important to do. And putting your best face forward. And that's it. That's really all you need to do, and you're good to go.
And so you suggest doing this morning and night? Or
morning and night, definitely morning and night. And the reason why you want to do it at night and not just fall in the bed, because a lot of guys, what do? We get home, we go straight to bed. But you want to take care of your skin because it's rejuvenating itself throughout the course of the night that you're sleeping, because your body is at full rest. So while you're resting, your face is, you know, rebuilding the collagen. It's getting the texture back again together. All the ingredients are working. So it's good to do it in the morning and at nighttime.
Okay. Thank you so much, Frank. I love you as usual.
I love you too, and thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you. And so go ahead and get ready to show us our eye tutorial, all right?
Yes, I'm excited about this.
Yes, thank you so much.
Hello. We're all in this time of a pandemic right now, and I know it's hard because half of our face is covered. I'm here to inspire you, encourage you, that you still have your eyes that everyone is looking at. So I have created 3 different looks for you to achieve yourself. They're easy to do. You can use them individually or you can use them all together. It's very cohesive. So the first look I've done is going to be a monochromatic look with using a texture of makeup that is metallic. And we've encased the whole eye, which looks beautiful when light catches it. So when everyone looks at you, they're gonna just see nothing but a sparkle, beautiful, open eye. And then I've done another look, the second look. For those of you that are a little more avant-garde, I've done a look with a liner. Now we all know liner can just be black liner, but why not do something different? and showcase your artistic abilities in a different way with using a colored liner. And what I've done is I've encased the whole metallic color that I placed on the first time, so you can use it together or you can use them individually. And lastly, the cherry on top, a glitter eyelash. Take a falsetto lash, cut it in half, spray some glitter glue on it, and dip it in glitter of your choice, and lightly place it on the corner of your eye for that extra little something that no one else is gonna have but you.
Okay, so listen, we're making sure we're hitting all avenues. Today I have with me one of my good friends, Matthew Yates. He's a celebrity hairstylist. He's worked with A-listers such as Tamron Hall. He works with Gabrielle Union at times, and he even has worked with Iman. So here with me is Mr. Matthew Yates. So what we're gonna talk about, Matthew, is you're an amazing hairstylist. Every time I see anything you do, the hair is healthy. You always talk about a holistic approach to hair. So please explain that to those that don't know what a holistic approach to hair means.
Yeah. Well, thank you for finally allowing me to be on your show.
Oh,
I feel so honored.
Right.
And you know, with everything in life, I just look at hair as being, hair also being the results that you get more intrinsic. Like, you know, of course, like, you know, and I think it's just a part of society where Western culture, where we're used to just treating symptoms and as opposed to approaching it from a standpoint
Putting
of like
a Band-Aid on it.
Exactly.
Instead of actually going to what the root cause is.
Absolutely. So,
Gotcha.
so with that being said, I'm big, like, you know, I'm big on promoting wellness as it pertains to diet, exercise, lifestyle. Again,
Because
like
if anybody watches you on your Instagram, you're always working out, you're always in fitness.
Yeah.
It's your thing. So it wouldn't be a surprise that it's not just something that's on the outside, on a physical thing, but also when you work with clients as far as hair.
Absolutely. So thank you. And so with that being said, you know, hydration is, especially during these times, hydration is crucial. Hydration meaning water, you know.
So I was gonna ask, so like, when you talk about water, everyone has these different variances on how much water you should drink. What do you think for our hair? How much water should we be taking in?
Well, and again, it's not just for your hair, but oftentimes if, you know, if one's not doing something to intentionally damage their hair by, you know, improper extension applications and excessive use of glues and gels to hold down lace front wigs, oftentimes it can be as a result of something that you're deficient in. And that tends to be water, you know. And so in terms of how much water one should drink, period, that's all contingent upon one's body weight. You know, ideally, the more water you drink, the more you get used to it. And so it's not gonna be a thing that I have to drink this water. It's like, I need to drink this water, because your body always tells you what you need, so you need to listen to it. But just one rule of thumb I like to give in terms of how much one should drink, whatever your one's body weight is, to start off, do that in ounces. Okay. You understand what I'm saying?
So break it down.
Yeah. So if I'm how weight?
I am 185. No, I'm lying. I'm 210.
Oh, okay, okay.
So I'm at 210. How much water should I possibly?
210 fluid ounces.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
200 is a nice round number to start with.
Okay.
And I think it's what it is when you think about it in that context, it seems like a lot.
Okay.
However, you know, if one is up for a solid 18 hours, as soon as you wake up, you know, the best thing you can do is grab water.
Gotcha.
You know, so you start from there, and I personally carry water with me, and personally, I drink alkaline water. Okay. Just because. You know, our bodies tend to be acidic, and so and to kind of balance the pH of it, which also helps with not just growing hair, but growing shiny hair.
Gotcha.
You know, along with so many other benefits, but as a specific, in this context, specifically hair. So you start when you first wake up in the morning and throughout the day. And again, initially it is like a bit jarring because, oh my goodness, I have to use the restroom. But again, it's something like your body gets used to it, and then it yearns it and it desires it, and that's what you drink, you know,
Gotcha.
as opposed to, you know, sugary juices and, Yeah, and you can also count in terms of water, like a coffee as a water, or a green juice or something like that, and take the numbers for that and put that in your equation for your intake of water.
Gotcha.
That's helpful.
During the Pantene, I noticed Sir John, which is a friend of yours and mine, and amazing makeup artist. I noticed he used to talk a lot about certain juices and stuff that he would also give to his clients, because he would say, "Oh, your skin's too dull, so you need an orange juice or some type of." A carrot juice is not orange juice, but a carrot juice, because it would help with the color of your skin.
The vitamin C.
Vitamin C. What are some of the supplements, or do you suggest any supplements for people in hair? Like, a lot of people always ask me about biotin. Is that something? How do you feel about it?
Biotin is great in addition with so many other things. And let me be clear, supplements should not be the go-to. Your initial go-to. Supplements are to do exactly that, supplement your diet. And in the case that you're not, eating and getting the nutrients from the food, because that should be one's first course of action
trying to
area
attack
that,
the problem.
exactly.
So do you have any foods, like go-to foods that you suggest?
And again, like, for me, my mindset is, of course, like fruits and vegetables.
Of course.
And you don't want to do anything. It's best to have variety, but to be specific to hair, sweet potatoes are great for hair. Spinach is great for hair. Fatty fish such as mackerel, salmon, all those things your hair benefits from. Shrimp. Oatmeal. All of these things help aid in growing healthy hair. Okay. And again, this is from the inside.
Gotcha.
And again, like, not only does it help your hair, it helps your skin and your overall health. But again, oftentimes when someone has bad hair that wasn't like damaged by them or someone else, it's typically a sign. Your body always talks to you. There's something that you're missing.
And goes with their diet.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay, so quick question I want to ask you. A lot of people now, and especially in this whole natural flow with hair and everything, a lot of people really watch the ingredients that are in their shampoos, their hairsprays, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And they try to stay away from all these parabens and all these different things. What are some at-home products that are just natural that are your go-tos that you would suggest to your client, that if they need to do a home conditioning treatment or something that they should use?
Oh man, there's so much. If one just looks in their kitchen, you use it, you eat it every day. First and foremost, we'll talk about olive oil. You can use it in so many ways, from a pre-treatment and making sure that it's EVO, extra virgin olive oil, because that's very important, because EVO is cold pressed and it doesn't have additives that a lot of the other olive oils may have. So you'll miss the benefits.
Important tip.
Yeah, that's really, a lot of people don't, because they say, oh, olive oil is olive oil. Well, actually, no, it's not. Yeah. So whether one has a specific, manufactured pre-treatment, it's always something that you can add to.
Right.
And if you use it alone and you can't get over the smell, I'm a big believer in using essential oils and just adding a couple drops to different oils and coming up with your own concoction. But also, there are particular oils that will help and aid in terms of, like, if there's scalp issues, or like, adding a rosemary or a lavender. All these are different types of oils that really also help with the production of scalp. And again, you can also maybe add it as a pre-shampoo or pre-poo. You can also add an apple cider vinegar. That works great. So there are a lot of different things that you can look at.
And what is the benefits of using an apple cider vinegar?
Apple cider vinegar, it cleanses, it detoxes. The same things the same benefits that we get from taking it in, it's the same. Like you get this on your scalp and your hair.
Gotcha.
That, and also I was wanted to add egg yolks as well. Now, with using egg yolks,
my mom used to do that.
That's old school. Because they used to do mayonnaise
and
too.
Mayonnaise,
because eggs are in mayonnaise, right?
Sure did.
Yeah. So, but the thing with eggs specifically is because it's protein. And especially if you have textured hair, you want to be in low porosity hair, you want to be careful of the amount of protein that you put on your hair, because that will further, too much protein can make your hair dry and thus more susceptible to damage.
Brittle and break, yes.
Yeah. So anytime I do any type of protein treatment, I'm following it with something that's ultra moisturizing, such as an olive oil, maybe mix some honey with it, you know, specifically raw honey, you know.
Come on, you was making me hungry.
I mean, you know, I can cook it up too, because you're not, you know.
Yes, you can.
Yeah. Coconut oil.
Oh, yeah.
Is also another great oil. So many benefits for the hair.
Yeah, and skin. That's
and
all the way
skin,
around.
and teeth, and breath.
Okay.
You know, like
breath too?
Yeah, but there's you can swish it in your mouth.
People,
and it cleans. Yeah.
Swish it around that mouth. Get rid of the yuck mouth.
Yeah. Put a little bit spearmint essential oils in it. It's really great.
Look at you, just give them.
Yeah, I know a thing or two. You know, I know everybody think I just work out and knock people out on the sides.
That's what they think.
You
but
know,
see, you were showing them today.
Yeah, well, you know.
Okay, Matthew. Before we go, I want to know you're back in the salon.
Yes.
So I know that people, their mindset on coming into the salon is not the same as it used to be, where people were getting stuff because they were coming in as much. Have you felt like people are coming in as much? What are they coming in for?
Yeah.
Like what are they?
Yeah. Well, you know, I have a very specific salon experience in that, you know, with doing celebrity work and freelance work and you know, all that stuff, I've been able to maintain a salon base. And it was actually necessary for a while for me, because I have clients that would come to me to New York from all over the world for different services. Well, as a result of this time, they're no longer able to do that. So, but with my clients that are New York based, we're doing a lot more things that don't require as much maintenance.
Gotcha.
That's what we're attempting to do.
Gotcha. So do you think people are getting as many highlights? Are people trying to do more basic colors, like?
Yeah, I mean, people, I'm still doing fashion colors and shades, but like in terms of the types of colors that would, like, if someone knew that they could come in every 4 to 6 weeks to get it touched up, we're steering away from that and trying to make it like, you know, a situation that, like, even with a root and a shadow, it still looks intentional.
Gotcha.
You know, so nothing that's going to like show up with like a lot of roots and
Before we go right quick, Matthew, you were really, really out there during the George Floyd. You were your heart and your passion was that whole movement. What was it like for you being out there? Like I think you were at every march, you were at every, so what was that like being a part of that?
That's a great question, thank you. It speaks to my heart. I'm kind of a little off guard with that, specifically because I am a black man, and for the first time, all things considered, you know, first time in my career, I was told that I couldn't work. So with that being said, I was actually home alone because my family's not in New York, and just like really engaging with what was going on. What led me out in the first place was this need and desire, just because I had righteous rage, and I couldn't place it. So I was like, I know there has to be something. And surprisingly, even with activism, and I know they use the term peaceful protest. I don't necessarily agree with that, because protest is in and of itself is meant to disrupt. Right. But I like to say nonviolent protest. So, you know, with that, I found a lot of relief. And it was almost, we grew up in the church. It was like a revival for me. Right. You know? And it took me into places that I could not have even imagined. And I knew that it was only a season that I would be able to physically be in the streets like that. But fortunately, I've been able to maintain my activism in different areas. But at that time, it was necessary for me to be there, out there, just like that, for that amount of time.
Gotcha. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Thank you for finally doing it.
Yeah.
Showing up for a brother.
Oh, come on now.
All right.
Anytime.
So definitely. Make sure you check Matthew out. Go to all his social.